Hey, how y'all doing? I wanted to send out another shout. I've been kind of incognito, but I want to send out another shout, another demonstration. Sometimes it's good to be incognito because when you put your demonstration out there on the front line, you're going to have many capable enemies, capable so-called black enemies, and definitely so-called uh, Caucasian enemies. Uh, you know, I hope I articulate this sufficiently because I'm doing this extemporaneously. Uh, I could take notes and I do that at times too, but I feel that I can relay my uh, position to you without notes at this time. So, you know, the Negro, the so-called Negro, and I say so-called based on the same premise that Malcolm X said so-called on, and that was that uh, the G in Negro becomes a C in Greek, and becoming the word necro, and necro indicates dead, basically dead man walking. Is the description that they're giving you when they call you Negro. Black, of course, is indicating evil, darkness, denseness, um, and etc. So, but the Negro is a strange thing, and there are some Negroes. I'm not one of them, but there are some Negroes. And the Negro is a creation. The Negro is a creation of white America. As ancient as Rome, as ancient as ancient can be. They created that concept for the strict purpose of subjugating you psychologically, intellectually, socially. They had to put us in a category in order to effectively subjugate us and reduce us to a condition that was suitable for them to thrive in their so-called world, which is, as you can see, slowly coming to an end. So when they talk about New World Order, that's the concept that they developed, and that's the concept that they have their conclusions and analyzations, and usually their conclusion is that they're going to be the victor. But you have to look at the New World Order from a perspective of God, Almighty Yahweh. And even though they design the plan, it's God who carries it out. And in the New World Order, you are actually going to be the victor, because in that so-called New World Order, their existence as a oppressor, their existence as a ruler, their existence as a superior being is going to be eradicated. But that strange creation called the Negro. I was in the office the other day. I've been in the office several times, handling business. And this so-called sister, she had the color and everything. Uh, she was fair, but she was still a sister, as we call them. She's never said anything to me to personify our communication. Other than maybe if I asked her for some inner office information, she would provide it. But she never indicated that she knew my name or anything. But I sent another guy was sent to the office. He wasn't sent by me. I didn't tell him to go to the office. I know him, but he brought back the information and informed me that the lady had told him she had expressed this sentiment here. She told him after he asked for the particular document that he was asking for, she said, "Oh, who sent you down here? Kenny Lax, looking all stupid, and he told her, no, someone else sent me here." But just to show you, this is the level that they've reduced the so-called Negro to, or the Negro, because it is such things that it was the creation of that individual. If the master don't like you, or if the white boy don't like you, or the white man, whatever you want to call him, if he don't like you, then it's incumbent upon his employees, his friends, his associates, not necessarily across the board, but almost across the board, to the very edge of the other side of the board. They take on the same sentiments towards you as the master. It's really a sad and sickening thing. You don't know me. You don't know Jack. You don't know Jill. But just because his political ideology, his futuristic thinking, which is revolutionary and evolutionary in nature, and opposite of the oppressor. You're going to oppress me so you can be unoppressed. This is the nature of the so-called selling of slaves into slavery, and the nature of the black overseer being over the slave. Because, of course, if you stomping both of our heads and you give me a way out by allowing me to participate on being the stomper, and from that level, of course, the majority of people are going to take it and be a stomper. So, let me tell you, you're a created entity, the Negro, the so-called Negro. You shouldn't let nobody use that definition to describe you, or black. The closest definition that I would adhere to would be an Asiatic black man, or even not black, just an Asiatic man. Well, of course, once upon a time, it was one body of land. And their scientists will tell you, and if they don't tell you, common sense and spiritual revelation would point out to you that we're the original people. Thank you.